Hello everyone, and welcome back to episode, I think we're on 8 now, of the Nottingham Forest save. So we're starting off on the transfer hub screen. We have 3 offers. One for Morgan Gibbs-White, one for Neco Williams, and the other for Callum Hudson-Odoi, which is another one that's come out of nowhere. Starting off with Gibbs-White, obviously he's performed, to be fair to him, in the last couple of games he has performed. But we're obviously looking for a new left winger because we lost a couple of players and we're also fairly short in central midfield now with the injury to Sangare. So there's 2 players I'm looking at from Chelsea, one being Pedro Neto and the other being Lavia to come in. I haven't decided who I want to swap Gibbs-White for. I'm thinking we swap Gibbs-White for Neto and try and get really cheekily 5 million quid out of them. They'll probably tell me to sod off. They're willing to pay 21.9 and see, that's just not enough. See, I will now go for Lavia, and so Lavia's valued at 11. I wanted 30, so 18.5 million plus Lavia for Gibbs-White. 21.9. It's just going to be straight up rejected. Then that's just not good enough of an offer. Moving on to Callum Hudson-Odoi. Now, I had a look at his stats. He's got 2 goals this season. £16 million isn't even his value, so we won't even be entertaining that. Now, Somerville, if you were to replace Hudson-Odoi with Somerville, incredibly close overall rise, incredibly close value wise, and if you were to do a straight sort of swap, I think that would work. I don't particularly want any of them. Brahim Diaz is at West Ham. I don't particularly want any of their central midfielders. I don't particularly want any of their centre-backs. I don't even particularly want any of their full-backs. And I definitely don't want any of their goalkeepers. Bowen is too expensive. They wouldn't accept 20 to give us Bowen. Kudus is 42 million. So, if we were to get rid of Hudson-Odoi and get Somerville, we would need another winger on top, but we wouldn't have the money. We'd have the replacement, which means we still would need to sign another winger. If they gave me Somerville and 5, obviously we're being very. I mean, the deal isn't practical for us. Okay, that's fine. And the other is for Williams, who is incredibly unhappy at the club at the moment, and the sort of the club's going after him. I can see why he's unhappy, but I've also got to work out getting a good deal for us. Now the problem we've got with AC Milan is obviously their players are very, very expensive and highly rated. Someone like a Yunus Musa might be quite good for us. Again, I think this is just going to have to be value for money, and I really like Williams. I think he's played well whenever he's played. If we got 15 million for a right back that's not a starter, they wouldn't pay more than 11.5. I don't think that's enough. I think 13.5 is the lowest we can actually go for him, and they're not budging. I'm going to reject it then. So we've made no deals in the opening start of this episode. We're scouting a lot of players at the moment to try and get some deals for us over the line, but we're not going to get into them yet because we have a game against 19th place Southampton. Obviously with Sangare now out for 3 months. Obviously you saw the signing of Mateus Nunes and Leif Davis in the last episode to give us a very tiny bit more squad depth. But Williams is going to have to play this game. In terms of the back 4, it's pretty much picked itself for a very long time, especially the 2 centre-halves, Rabiot and Anderson in midfield, Elanga on the right, Hudson-Odoi on the left, Ward-Prowse in the 10. You know what, I think that's incredibly harsh. I think Gibbs-White's played really well on the left, so he can play on the left. Ward-Prowse in the 10. And one he is 67% fit, which is a big shame because he's in so much form, and I worked out he's got 10 goals this season and our next highest has 2. So we are literally a one-man team. But we travel, we're at home against Southampton, who are 19th, as I said. in what is a big game in our season. If we win, I think we're safe for the season, and we can play with tactics sort of thing and try and work out how we're going to play next year. It's a big game. Hopefully we can get 3 points at home to Southampton. A mistake at the back. Gibbs White cuts inside. Ward-Prowse goes for goal. A good save by Aaron Ramsdale. A bit of pressing. That's a good corner by Ward-Prowse, and Aina's header is another good save by Aaron Ramsdale. It's taken us 38 minutes to register a chance in this game. It's been a pretty dismal first half. Anderson, Ward-Prowse. This is the problem. I wanted to make my subs at that goal kick, and now they've not been made. Anderson. Ward-Prowse. Rabiot. Driving forward is Rabiot. He finds Terra Moffey, who's just about to come off. Moffey's missed. Terra Moffey had to score there. And now he's been bought off. Ward-Prowse to take the corner. That's a good corner. Milenkovic's head on. It's 1-0. With the souls, the substitutes have come on. And Nottingham Forest take the lead. Milenkovic is pretty much going for our top scorer with a 1-year here. Delicious cross by Ward-Prowse. It's gone under Ramsdale as well. It's really poor goalkeeping. It's a good header. Down. Oh, but Ramsdale should be saving that. And Forest lead 1-0. Madueke cuts inside. That's a good tackle. And now Southampton on the break in the final couple of minutes. And Archer's missed. Murillo again is there. Just launch it. And that's full time. A big victory for Nottingham Forest. A 1-0 victory through a set piece. But I'm pretty sure that kind of now leaves us near enough safe in the league. If we take a very, very quick look at the league table after that victory, I am pretty sure that should be us safe. We're now into the top half with 29 points. Unfortunately, Europe is a bit out of the question, as we're 6 points off Arsenal. But we're now in 9th. We are a long way clear. We are a long way clear. We're 11 points clear now of the relegation zone. So it looks like we're going to stay up. So we've now got another game. I believe the next game is against Bournemouth, who are also with us in mid-table in 11th. Right, into the second game of this episode. Murillo is still tired at 66%, so he cannot play. Maffeo comes back in. Madueke starts. Awonyi comes back in as well. But again, our team doesn't change too much. And we travel to the Vitality Stadium now for a mid-table clash now against AFC Bournemouth. Hopefully, we can get another victory because I want to start looking up the table rather than behind. Roman Sosa is also going out on loan, but well, hopefully for 6 months. We've got deadline day after this as well, so let's get into this game. Madueke does exceptionally well. Finds Awonyi. Turns. Ward-Prowse. Madueke. Gets on his left. Good ball to the back post. Awonyi! It's 10 Premier League goals for the season. For Taiwo Awonyi. He's brilliantly pulled off to the fullback because he knows he's smaller and won't beat him in the air. Madueke, excellent. Onto his left foot, great ball to the far post, and it's a brilliant leap. Look at that on Adam Smith. It's a bullet header. Past, I believe it's Mark Travers in goal for Bournemouth. And we lead 1-0. There you go, there's it confirmed. Oh, Bournemouth. Sinistera. Tyler Adams. Milenkovic takes the booking, and that'll be his 4th of the season. Take the yellow card. Bournemouth had a chance to pump the ball into the box in the final minute. Gibbs White's cleared it. And it's another 1-0 victory as we now head into the final part of the January transfer window to try and get some further bodies in to strengthen our European run now. Right, so you're going to see how we do transfer business. So we got a offer for Awonyi. That's just going to be straight rejected. And another offer for Williams. Exactly the same offer. No one seems to offer more than 11.5 million for Williams, which makes me think he is just worth that. Which is a little bit annoying because I think he is worth more than that. So they have Luke Shaw, Ben Sabai, and Connor Bradley. I mean, they wouldn't. Isn't practical. I thought I said practical for us. That'd work brilliantly. You just swap Davis. We've actually got an offer here for Williams from Aston Villa, who seem to just be bidding for every single one of our players, of 11.5 million once again. He must. Nobody is. I wanted Morgan Rogers, but wasn't sure on his pace. Philogene, I'm very sure on his pace. So we could do something like that. I mean, that could work, couldn't it? A Philogene or a Morgan Rogers. Completely different positions. Let's see. So you give me 5 and Morgan Rogers. Isn't practical. I don't see why they're not like countering. It's slightly annoying that they're not actually countering the bids. Problem is none of these players are actually scouted, so I don't know how good they are. I think we're now pushing up the table, which is lovely to see. So I would like something in. We don't need. I mean, if we lost Williams, this is the man that we're going to replace him with. Van Ewijk from Coventry, he would be the man that replaces Williams. It'd probably cost us a little bit less as well, actually, to be honest. So I'm not actually saddened if that happens. They're not willing to let Basuma leave on loan, which is slightly annoying. So it may be that we sign no one then. There's not really anyone that I can see that we need. If William leaves, we get the right back. I would like I've said, I would love another fast winger, but we just don't have any sort of options in the scouting. Like if we go to our scouts, while they're all over the place, they don't know how good these players are. Like, could we sign someone like an Endrick on loan? We don't particularly need another striker, but it's a different option. No, and they're not interested, so that also rules that out. So it's a left. Bellegarde was someone I was looking at, but again, we don't know how good he is. Maybe I try and get rid of Williams and we sign him. I mean, that could happen. But there's no one else really on this list that really stands out to me. I've managed this fella on Football Manager and he was okay, but Football Manager and FIFA are two very different products. Dennis Mann's a good player in real life. Again, another player I had on FM. He is incredibly rapid, but we don't know how good he is. So he could be one we look at for the summer. Morgan Rogers is just a player I really like. So we are going to make a bid for Morgan Rogers. Approach to buy. They want 13, it looks like. I've only got 8. I'll give you 11.5. Oh, that's all my money. I can't offer it. So we have no money. I thought we had a bit of money. Oh, he's still here, isn't he? I don't know why he's still here, but I forgot he was still here. Oh, brilliant. They just want the money that we don't have. I forgot he was still here. I can't lie. I literally forgot he was still here. We haven't really got anyone else to offer them. Our squad's tiny. Nowhere we can offer what they want. And Lewis. They actually want Lewis O'Brien. The menus are still terrible. Yep, that's fine. Well, we could be getting Morgan Rogers after all. It all now depends on wages. You'll be a rotation-y player. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. I'll just give you what you want. I don't really care. 5 years. Yeah, you're 22 years old. No release clause. I'm clicking A and that's fine. A new player. At least we got somebody on deadline day. It's not been a complete waste of time. Welcome to Nottingham Forest. Morgan Rogers. Another left winger that we did need. We get rid of Lewis O'Brien, who we don't need. And I get an A+. Lovely. Right, the third and final game of the episode. We face Brighton Hove Albion, which we sit in 9th place. Obviously, new signing Morgan Rogers goes onto the substitutes bench for this one. Nunez is also on the bench, so it'll be Henderson, Aina, Murillo, Milenkovic, Maffeo, Elanga, Ward-Prowse, Rabiot, Hudson-Odoi, Gibbs, White, and our top scorer, Taiwo Awoniyi. I have not played FIFA for about 4 days, so between the last episode and this episode, I haven't been around. I went away for a couple of days, so this could go extremely badly. I can barely remember what happened in the last couple of games, so this will be incredibly interesting. Hopefully, we can get the 3 points against Brighton, as we're now looking to probably finish the season well, and hopefully my manager's chin is disgusting. We're hopefully looking for a top half finish now. That would end the season well. We'll have a look at budgets and stuff like that, because hopefully we have some left. In terms of, you've seen our team for the game at the City ground. We're just waiting for the Brighton team to pop up on the screen. It does take its while. I'm probably going to skip. Yeah, I'll skip everything. Marvellous. Right, let's do this against Brighton and Hove Albion, and hopefully we can get the 3 points that we need. I like the way the pitch is now like getting a bit darker, that it's now played just over roughly half the season now. Ilanga. So 1 year, there's actually been a shot. It's taken 86 minutes, mainly because Brighton get the ball with Solly March on the halfway line, and he jogs like back to his own goal, and I can't tackle him. He just passes it back to Verbruggen, and he launches it. It's been an absolutely abysmal game, and it's taken 86 minutes to have a shot in the game. I don't remember any team having. I don't even think Henderson's touched the ball, and that's going to be full time. What an absolute abysmal game. Mainly because March gets the ball, Verbruggen literally gets it like that and just launches it. Milenkovic just heads it back down. We then lose the ball, and they're just knocking it around the back. One of the most boring games I think I've ever been involved in, and I think that's just going to prove it. 3 shots to their 102 passes. I literally don't remember anything happening in this, and because of that, we will play a 4th game in this episode, just because of how boring that one was. Right, so we've now got a game against Leeds, which I'm not going to play, which is risky, but we've also got an offer for Neco Williams of 11.5 from Chelsea. Now, this is something that I did consider many times in January, and I'm not against selling him, Obviously, that budget, as far, to my knowledge, carries over to next season. And we won't lose him now either, because it's not the transfer window. There's no one really from Chelsea. Like, they're all just too expensive. Like, the ones I'd want from Chelsea are just too expensive. Like, you're looking at people like a Dewsbury Hall, a Lavia, who would they come in and improve us? Probably. But if I got 11.5 million for Williams, which they don't seem to ever want to offer any more, I am going to ask for a 10% fee and 12.5 and just see what they say. And then they just say there's a huge gap. No one wants to pay over 11.5 million for Williams, which is slightly alarming. But anyway, we've got Leeds United now, which we aren't going to play, like I said. But we are going to play a full-strength team. Ideally, I would like to go through in the FA Cup. So you could argue, why am I not playing it? But with the amount of games left in the Premier League, I try and want it. Because with the position we're in, I'd quite like to not fast track through this season, but it's unlikely we're going to get into Europe, I think. And I think the transfers is what we all want. So that will be the team. We'll quick sim the match against Leeds, and we've won on penalties for the second round in a row. Maybe if we get later into the competition, we will play it more. So we've drawn 1-1 and then won 3-2 on penalty scoring. Madueke missing ours. Ward-Prowse also missing his. But Rogers, Moffat and Rabiot scoring their penalties to send us into the 5th round of the FA Cup, which is a good thing because it's more money. I suppose winning the FA Cup would give us a chance of getting into Europe. So we are going to play this game against Fulham as the 4th and final game of this episode, just purely because we're in 24 games into the season, and the Brighton game was so bad that I think we should play another game. So in terms of a team selection, I think we go with the same team. We'll play Nunez instead of Gibbs-White. But other than that, it will be the same team that played against Brighton. So looking to get 3 points against Craven Cottage. It's 9th versus 10th. Us in 9th, Fulham in 10th. We are 3 points off of 7th place Arsenal. So I don't know how if FIFA or EAFC is realistic enough to work out that could be Europe. We will find out hopefully at the end of the season. So let's go to Craven Cottage and hopefully pick up 3 points. Awonyi finds Nunez. Beautiful football. Nunez again goes for goal, and it's another decent save by Leno. Hudson-Odoi wins a corner. Decent. Better start to the second half by us. A bit more direct. Ward-Prowse to take the corner. We know we are deadly from set pieces. Leno punches. Let's come back out to Ward-Prowse. Takes it down. Callum Hudson-Odoi cuts inside. Goes for goal. Decent save. Awonyi's there. And Nottingham Forest take the lead. Taiwo Awonyi, another goal for the big man. It's why he starts. We've got Moffat, but Awonyi keeps scoring goals. Hudson-Odoi does well. Decent save by Leno, but good positioning by Awonyi. Just to tap it home in the 58th minute, and we finally have a goal. Rabiot. Beautifully switched out to Elanga. This will probably be his last involvement. Elanga gets the cross in. It's floated. Awonyi climbs. Rabiot does exceptionally well. Hudson-Odoi. This will also be his last involvement. Hudson-Odoi lays it back to Nunez. Off the beans. He's hit the beans. Elanga gets the cross back in. Hudson-Odoi doesn't win the header. Rabiot should. Does. Nunez. Awonyi. Nunez, beautiful stuff, and good block by Akeem Anderson. Murillo does well. Rabiot picks it up. Oh, Lane has done that's a foul, surely. Harry Wilson's still going because my defenders are apparently as slow as anything. They're like running in mud. And Maffeo does well. There's a big gap again between the two Fulham centre-halves and their midfield. I'll have to launch it up to him. A 1-year. Oh, that's terrible. Rabiot. Hudson-Odoi loses it. Rabiot does exceptionally well. Awoniyi, he's not really got many options up with him. Rabiot. Hudson-Odoi, who's still on the pitch. We've been waiting to make subs for about the last 20 minutes. Hudson-Odoi gets the cross in. Cuenca clears. Nunez. Anthony Elanga! Just wide of the far post. And now we get to make our changes finally. Rogers finds Nunez. Nunez. Taiwo one using again! It's brilliant! It's saved by Leno. This second half performance has been outstanding from us. Ward-Prowse's corner. Oh, that's too close to Leno. Rabiot goes round one, goes round two. Rabiot! Another decent save by Leno as we head into the final couple of minutes. Nunez does exceptionally well, and we've won 1-0. Not the most... Well, the second half was excellent. The first half was dismal. But we do continue... We get another victory. Another clean sheet. We are going to go and take a quick look at some of the stats, because I'm quite intrigued to see how many clean sheets we have kept this season, to be honest. As we're now still sitting 9th. But we've got to have kept a number of clean sheets this season. If we go to standings, you can see we're now level on points with 8th place Chelsea. But we have played that game more. Conceded 26 and 25, scored 21. 3 points off 7 plays Arsenal. We've got Newcastle next, who are 6 points behind. So if we are serious about getting into Europe, we are going to have to beat them. In terms of player stats, this is what I wanted to see. We're not going to have anyone, I don't think, in the top. Oh, we have a Awoniyi here. Awoniyi has 11 goals, which makes him joint 5th with Kevin De Bruyne. In terms of assists, I don't think we're going to have anyone in here. We've got James Ward-Prowse with 4. They've all come from corners. Rabiot's got 3. He's been outstanding for us. In terms of clean sheets, Dean Henderson leads the way for us with 9 for the season. Red cards and yellow cards, I don't think we've got anyone. We've got Milenkovic with 4, but I think we've passed that threshold now of him. If he gets another one, he won't be suspended. So, in the next episode, we've got Newcastle and Arsenal. So, 2 humongous games if we want European football at the City Ground for next season. We've got Newcastle away, Arsenal at home, followed by Blackburn Rovers in the 5th round of the FA Cup, a game we will be looking to win before playing Manchester City and Ipswich Town. So if you enjoyed, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and I hope to see you all in the next episode.